Hey, my friends, we are here in my shower with a problem. And rather than blathering on about it, let me just show you what's going on. So, we have really hard water, and hard water is super, super tough on all your fixtures. And when we turn on our shower, I noticed that this started to happen. See the water? Water is actually dripping out from inside the handle down onto the spout and on below. And it gets worse the longer your shower is. Hi, and welcome to Dad Fixed It. My name is Eric, and this is my family. We're a family of 6 living in the Northeast. As you can imagine, life is pretty expensive. To help us out, I try to fix everything I can around our house to help save money. I'm not a plumber, a carpenter, a mason, or an electrician, but I try my best with what I have. Hopefully, I can help you fix something and save you a lot of money. Come along on this journey, and let's learn together. Let's fix it. So I did some research, and hopefully this shower cartridge, this is a Moen faucet, so it applies if you have this type. This cartridge will go bad and actually cause that leak from behind the handle. Now don't be a dope like me. I noticed this happening a little while ago, and I was like, it's in the shower, it's dripping down, it should be fine. And then something hit me this morning. Something told me, hey, go check to make sure no water is actually getting behind your shower in the walls. Sure enough, I went downstairs and there were a few drips of water downstairs. Thank God the portion of the basement that this goes into is unfinished. But for the week or two that this has been leaking like this, I don't even remember how long it's been. There's probably been water going in there. Now I'm going to take this plate off and make sure that there's no mold or anything growing back there. I think it just goes right down on the back side of the fiberglass tub or steel tub, so there's nothing really to damage except maybe a little bit of the wood underneath. But this is just one of those things. When you see something like this, fix it right away. And if this works, this is a $22 fix, and it looks like it should be pretty easy. So let's try it out. All right, step number 1 is shut off your water. Because if you don't shut off your water and you try taking this apart, you're gonna have a disaster. So get your water shut off and then open the lowest faucet in your house to relieve the pressure and drain everything out of the pipes. Second thing to do is close your tub because there's some small parts and you do not want the parts falling down your drain. Next thing, make yourself comfortable where you're going to work. Because when you're uncomfortable and you work, you make mistakes, you get frustrated. At least I do. And then things go bad. So I'm just going to put a little stool in there. All right, so our water is off. It's draining downstairs. So we should have nothing here. It's off. Got my typical, bag of tools, a couple screwdrivers and things I think I might need. A pair of pliers. Moen has some really good instructions on their website. So hopefully it's as easy as they make it look. So I have family members waiting to get into the shower. So sorry if this isn't the best quality. I'm going to do my best. But all right, first thing, you identify the type valve that you have, or the type cartridge, by where the screws are located in this cover plate. I think it's called like an escutcheon or whatever. I don't know. It's a weird name. But anyway, you just pry this cap out, and there should be a Phillips head screw behind it, which there is. So that's a good sign. We're off to at least a halfway decent start. And you remove this Phillips. All right. Man, I love these snap-on screwdrivers. Okay, so next, we're supposed to pull off this sleeve. And that did have water in it, which concerns me that water has been going backwards too. And then the next step is there's supposed to be a dewasher in here, which I don't know. Well, next there's this little clip here that comes out. And this is one you got to be super careful about. You do not want to lose this. You'll be running to the hardware store. This is like a retaining clip that holds the cartridge in, so it'll come shooting out if you turn your water on. Next, we're going to open up our package. Oh, these dreaded things. These things are sharper than razor blades. All right. All right, here's our new cartridge. And it says to use this, they call it a twisting tool. Sorry, I am referencing their instructions. Rotate the cartridge a quarter turn in either direction. Ooh, that does not want to move. Oh boy. This scares me a little. So now I think we're going to have to use the pliers to hopefully loosen this thing a bit. Okay, that's good. It did twist. Let the stem. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Lord willing, this thing comes out. Here it comes. Yep. Well, you can see it's pretty beat up, pretty worn because of all the hard water and stuff. And I am going to take this off and take a look behind there, and I'm hoping that there's not water damage. Well, I may just be dreaming at this point. That's kind of gross. Soap scum. I'm going to use some scrubbing bubbles here. Clean this. Well, I am happy to see that there is mold resistant sheetrock behind this, at least. So let's have a look inside and see. Hopefully it looks all right in there. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, but it actually, this isn't the best, but it actually looks pretty good. It looks like maybe a little water damage right here on the sheetrock. But I can most certainly live with that. But it doesn't look like there's mold or anything bad growing back there, so that's good. They also do recommend cleaning out the brass shell, so I'm going to do that with some paper towels. They do have like a whole clean out and flush method, but it's pretty involved. I think good old paper towels might actually help us and be good enough here. And you can see all the hard water debris, the breakdown, the brass and copper from hard water is brutal stuff. We really need to get a water softener installed in our home. It's something I probably do myself, to be honest with you. So if any of you guys watching have any personal experience with a good system that really works, let me know, because I think we've replaced a lot of fixtures, water heater. It's the hard water, the mineral content is just so high here. It just destroys everything. And as you guys know, stuff is not cheap to replace anymore. Doesn't look half bad, but I think I'm going to go a little bit more. Very thankful that it doesn't seem to be as bad as it could have been. But I would definitely not recommend you wait like I did. There's a reason plumbers and electricians get paid so much. The work is not easy, and the consequences are dire if they mess up. So my hat's off to them. So now we're going to go with our new guy. This thing's actually pretty well greased up, but anytime I have an O-ring, I like to add a little extra O-ring grease, because a little extra grease sometimes can go a long way in preserving the function of an O-ring. It really can't hurt. It only takes a few extra seconds just to put a little bit extra on there. You just want to make sure that you're using an O-ring safe grease. Now, you can see there's tabs on here, and their instructions say that the plastic tabs must be centered on the valve body located at 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So they got to be like this. They can't be like that. They have to be like this when you put it back in. Doesn't want to go in. Try again. Use their tool. Just a little bit. Like that, it'll go in. I don't know. Oh yeah, there we go. Nice. Okay. And I do want to get them lined up exactly 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and you'll be able to tell by how the twisting tool is angled. So that looks a lot better. And I believe we just slide in the pin. And if this guy goes in nicely, then I think we're in good shape. Looks like it has to twist a little bit more clockwise. Bam, just like that. That is it. And now I do believe we should be able to turn the water back on and test that it's not leaking before I put everything back together. I'm going to do that. All right, I think we might be okay. I'm going to try this again in a second. Don't make the same mistake I did. I put this back in. I left the valve out, so when I turned the water back on, I came back upstairs and the tub was filling with water. But I didn't see any water coming out of here, which is a good sign. So I don't really want to get too wet. So let's try this together. Let's see here. I'm going to get out, open the tub back up, and let's pull this valve out. Oh, I think it's good. And the one caveat they said is if you have it upside down, it'll give you the wrong water. Let's see. I'm going to have to play with it and see if I'm getting hot water in the right direction. It would appear that it's working. Now I just have to work out definitely one way or the other. I'm going to put it back together. Put the cover plate back on. Right side up. Slide that back on. Make sure it's centered. You do want to tighten this a decent amount because there's a rubber gasket on the back here that keeps water from going behind it. Don't want to kill it. Anything with plumbing you never want to kill, but should be fairly tight. That's tight. Okay, let's see if we did this right. No more leak. That is a beautiful thing. Well, I got lucky. I put it in the right side up this time. But I guess it was saying if you say I twisted it for hot water and I got cold, you just pull the handle back off and rotate the square valve pull just 180 degrees. You don't have to actually take the cartridge back out. It's pretty simple. That's it. I'm going to hit this one more time, make sure it's tight. It's tight. Put my cap back in. I'm going to save the twisting tool for next time. Man, I'm really happy because I was worried about this, and I was worried it wasn't going to go well. So thank you, Lord. This went pretty quickly and pretty well. And if I wasn't filming and doing stuff, it probably honestly would have taken 25 minutes, which really isn't bad. So this was the Moen 1225 cartridge because my screws were offset. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the link to Moen's website that gives you the details on which cartridge you have, because they make like 3 or 4 different style cartridges depending on your handle, depending on where your screw set is. There's a few different things, and then I'll leave some affiliate links for Amazon depending on which cartridge you have. If you want to buy one, you make a couple cents on it. It doesn't cost you anymore, but it helps the channel out, and I definitely appreciate it when you guys do that. But I don't know. Hope this was helpful to you. Hope it encouraged you to not be afraid to attempt a fix like this. I had no idea what I was doing, just kind of following the directions, hoping it went well, using some basic mechanical abilities, and all in all, it went pretty well. It was pretty easy. So thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time something breaks, which I'm sure it will. See you then.